What's good, Meat Boys? Appreciate you clicking this vid. If you're a Meat Boy casual, go ahead and grill that subscribe button. Keep it hardcore with us MMA sweaties because we bring fight breakdown videos, UFC trading card speculation, and plenty of other MMA content in between. So essentially locks, laughs, rippers, and grippers. So we appreciate you grilling and chilling with the boys. Big news, though. Let's talk about this brand new contract between the UFC and Panini. April of this year is the launch. Right away, what's your reaction to this news?
Yeah, no, super excited. This is huge news. I mean, Panini is kind of the gold standard right now for modern day sports for, basketball and football, which, I mean, I don't know if you guys have been looking at these basketball and football card numbers that these cards are selling for, but it's insane. And, as UFC is the fastest growing sport, I just see these cards already mooning from that Conor Dustin Poirier fight, which was a insane fight. Good job on Dustin. But yeah, his card already went up. I believe it was like 40% increase just
Wow.
that night. I haven't checked recently, but it's probably even gone up more. But yeah, these cards are just growing. And with Panini on board, I mean, you have all these great sets lined up for this year. Super excited.
Yeah, it's super interesting because previously Panini was only in the football, the NFL cards, and the basketball NBA card game, right? Like they don't even have contract with baseball. So it's interesting to see UFC on that sort of level with the NFL and NBA. So, real quick, what are your thoughts on what this contract means for Topps cards? Because we've spent some time discussing the value of certain Topps cards specifically, but what does this new UFC and Panini contract mean for the Topps cards UFC card game specifically?
Yeah, well, definitely for sealed product tops,
Hmm.
from the beginning, all of those are just going to keep exploding because they're never being printed again. They are very scarce already in low prints, and there's only a X amount left. And as you see, you go on eBay, you can see these prices. They are just exploding.
Insane.
Like Topps Chrome, 2 weeks ago they were selling for 150 bucks. Now they're selling for 400 or 500 bucks. Now it's absolutely absurd. I love it. It's awesome. It's healthy for the hobby. Keeps the hype real. And as the UFC grows, the higher demand, and hopefully Panini can supply with all that supply to kind of get people that those cards that people want to collect for the hobby, but also still for the collectability and the scarce. But yeah, those top sets are only going to keep increasing because they're never being
Okay.
printed again as Panini takes this contract.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you expect these prices to, for Topps cards specifically, do you expect these prices to moon even higher with this Panini news, or is it simply just a slow sizzle with Topps cards in general?
Yeah, it's hard to gauge on that. It's
Okay.
definitely it's definitely a slow sizzle. I can guarantee you that in 10 years, these Tops boxes from especially Chrome, everybody loves the Chrome set from Tops. Those are only going to keep mooning, especially 2017 with a Connor card in there. I mean, anything with Connor, even though he did lose, people just love Connor. I mean, he's the top five most famous sport athlete in the world. So no matter what, win or lose, he's still gonna moon. Um, but yeah, no, all these sets that from 2010 to the Chronicles 2015 and all these OG top sets, they're just going to keep going up because low supply, there's not many left, and the demand and just like once people start realizing on how how many legends there are of these cards of the older sets and how hard it is to pull these and that people haven't pulled them yet. I mean, people are only going to want to go for those big hunt cards. And yeah, it's just going to keep going up for it to explode. I could see it kind of mooning pretty quickly once Panini comes out because
Mhm.
everyone knows for a fact that Topps is done printing UFC. I don't think that many people know that Panini now has the contract, and so yeah, it's just very exciting for the hobby and the UFC, and definitely Panini. This is huge for them. They have a combat sport, which they've never had before, and so it's the fastest growing sport too. So it's very exciting.
Absolutely, yeah. And like you mentioned, that's it for Topps cards. So they're not printing any more of those. So if you're sort of in the future top speculation game, you mentioned those Chrome Topps boxes, any sealed sets, the Chronicles, as you mentioned. Love those Chronicles. One of my favorite sets for sure. So if you're looking for some tops, those are some to check out for sure. I'm very curious, however, to get your take on what do you think this Panini contract means for UFC card collecting in general? Because we discussed last video the Gary Vee effect and how things have really gotten pretty interesting lately. Do you think that it keeps climbing even more with this Panini contract and perhaps even explodes more so than what it already has recently?
Yeah, I mean, Gary Vee is now in the fight game. He does not want his fighters or his collectible cards to go down in value, so I only see Gary Vee and these other big dogs really pumping these numbers. And Gary Vee is a sport collector in general, so he already has the Paninis and the tops. He's only going to
Yeah.
hype these older sets and the new set more as he talks about his fighters. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he starts talking about Stipe and Tony Ferguson, just absolute legends. And
Hmm.
they have great cards, like very, very hard to find cards. And I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he starts pumping these guys up because the better his fighters do, the better his cards do, better success he does. And also, he likes to help out some of the boys too by letting them know these things. And if you jump on
Sure.
fast enough, you get a little cut of the juice.
Yeah, so regarding Panini in general, what do we know about the upcoming sets? We discussed, or we saw rather, that the launch is in April, right? So it's a couple months away now. But what do we already know about what sets Panini and UFC are going to be releasing right out the gate? And do you see any of those first releases as having more immediate value than the other, so to speak?
Yeah, so absolutely. I think the first two sets are absolute killers. Now, if you
Okay.
collect sports cards, you're gonna know the Panini Prisms and the Panini Selects are absolute
Mm,
fire.
yes.
But the Chronicles and Immaculate are also awesome sets. I know there's a lot of fans for those ones. I'm just a big fan of the Prisms and the Select specifically. But I think these two first sets are just gonna be so hyped. I'm very excited to see how these Prism Panini cards come out. That's gonna be the first set in April, and then after that, the Select Select Panini come out in July, and then Chronicle September, Immaculate in December. Um, and I mean, it's crazy that they're already coming. The fact that they just announced that Panini got the contract, just I mean less than 6 months ago, I believe, and they're already pumping these out. So I'm very excited for April. Lots of hype. Those Prism cards, they are just beautiful. Same with the Select. I'm very pumped for these, and I'm very bullish for those two sets specifically.
Okay.
So I will definitely be holding some sealed product, but also I'll be ripping them because I'm gonna be getting them at retail value. Hopefully, unless the demand is so high that they're sold out everywhere, then crap, man, it's gonna be wild, just like every other collectible market is right now.
100%. Yeah, I'm with you, no doubt. I think the Prisms and the Chronicles have immediate value. So super excited. I was going to ask you if are you going to keep them sealed, but it sounds like you're going to do both. Maybe if you buy 10 packs, would you keep half of them sealed, or keep 80% of them sealed, or how are you going to determine how much you keep sealed versus how many you rip?
Yeah, I'll probably do half and half. So if I buy
Okay,
10 boxes, I'm gonna rip 5 boxes and store 5 boxes. And it's pretty hard to keep sealed products sealed, so I might even go,
sure,
20, 30% sealed and then the
sure.
rest rip because it's just so much fun. And might do some rips for the community. And there's lots of great cards out there, and it's just wicked fun and just yeah.
Yeah, I think this is exciting news, right, for the card collecting game in general. So I think I'd be remiss, Meat, if I didn't immediately challenge you to pack battle with one of these first April launches. So you choose the set, you choose how you want to get bodied. But any thoughts on a pack battle in April?
100% all in Prisms. It's going down.